going on? It's my life in the shop. I'm your host, Don Washington. I'm going to bring you guys a story out of South Carolina. Gas station owner and a 14-year-old boy. In this video, I'm going to bring you guys the South Carolina laws. This young boy was shot in the back. I'm going to bring you guys the story on what happened and the protest after. I'm going to also bring you guys to what the sheriff had to say about this case. Renee, what's going on with this?
Yeah, so on Sunday, May 28th, Cyrus Carmack-Belton, 14 years old, was at a Shell station, and he picked up some bottles of water. He put them back. The owner, Chow, thought that he was stealing. A verbal altercation ensued. Cyrus allegedly ran out the store. Chow allegedly chased him down and shot him in the back, and unfortunately, Cyrus Carmack-Belton was pronounced at the scene.
Okay, so now listen to the story. No physical altercation, just a slight verbal altercation in the store.
Correct.
So he just thought he was stealing. Now, so now questions come. The young man is only 14 years old. I want to bring you guys, before I get into the story, I'm going to bring you guys on what the sheriff had to say about this. Listen to what the sheriff had to say about the story.
4 bottles of water, which is what he initially took out of the cooler, and then he put them back. Even if he'd done that, that's not something you shoot anybody over, much less a 14-year-old, but you just don't do that.
All right, so now in this case, they're going to say that there was a gun found next to the young boy's body. Is that correct, Renee?
Yes, they're saying they did find a gun near his body, but there's no evidence to suggest that he pointed the weapon or anything like that because he was shot in the back.
Also, not only that was he shot in the back, because we've seen police shoot people in the back and get away with it, and the police have a standard on what they say. Pointed the gun at me, I was in fear of my life. However, in this case, the police, before they brought charges, they made sure, the district attorney, they had enough evidence to charge Chow. His name is Chow. He's 58 years old. Right. And the district attorney has enough to charge Chow. Now, I'm interested in knowing, did Chow give a statement? In that statement, did he say, oh, I was in fear of my life, he pointed a gun at me? All right, South Carolina laws saying self-defense laws in South Carolina requires the shooter does not instigate the incident. So if you're the shooter, you can't instigate it and follow the person, run, chase, and fight the person, then say, I'm fear for my life.
Right. Not only that, Cyrus did not, they made it very clear that he didn't steal anything. They say he picked up the waters, he put them back. So Chow was definitely in the wrong by chasing him down. And if anything, Cyrus would have been in fear of his life if somebody was chasing me down.
Absolutely. Somebody chases you down, I fear for my life. At that point, I should be able to defend myself because I believe, I'm not sure, I don't know if the store owner came out with his weapon in his hand and the young boy is like, oh my God, somebody's chasing me with the gun. Because the young boy, they're saying a verbal altercation, he put the waters back. He didn't steal anything, he's good. But they're saying that he was running from Chow. So I'm wondering, did Chow have the weapon out? So their laws, you have to believe he is in imminent danger. And there's no way to avoid that danger. And I like their laws because it states clear in their laws that there's no way to avoid it. Because I've seen stuff where you chase him down and they say, oh, fear for my life. Got to defend myself even though I'm chasing you. Right. Couldn't avoid it.
And the sheriff made it very clear that Cyrus did not fight him or anything, that there was no physical altercation prior to that.
Also, there was a witness. There was a witness that stated everything. She said she saw it, everything. That young boy was running. He was shot in the lower. No. I got he was shot in the back and the bullet went through his heart. But I also read something like it went through his lower back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they're saying his lower back in some type of way. He had heart damage from that. I'm pretty sure the coroner said his lower back.
Okay, so now it's going to say the deputies had to be called to Chow's store numerous of times in the last several years for shoplifting complaints. Sometimes they're saying turned into shoving or scuffling. Lott said, I think that was the sheriff. But officers determined that Chow was defending himself. So they've been called to his store several times with him having confrontations with shoplifters or whoever.
I think owning a convenience store or a gas station, unfortunately, you will deal with shoplifters a lot or people trying to rob you, which is probably why he had the weapon in the first place. So it sounds like over however long he was the owner, he had a few incidents where that happened.
So they're saying, they went out to his store several times. Those shoplifting complaints turned into shoving, scuffling, but officers determined he was defending himself in those cases. This time, they're saying the shooting wasn't justified. I hate that the media now is going to be telling this lawyer, hey, claim self-defense, because I believe when they took his statement, I'm wondering, did he know that there was a gun found next to the 14-year-old body? So now dude lawyer's going to say, hey, buddy, a gun was pointed at you, right? Were you fear for your life? But South Carolina law still ain't going to let him get off on that because you cannot be in pursuit of somebody. In fact, the young man possibly, I'm sure he feared for his life because I'm in pursuit. Somebody's chasing me with a gun. I fear for my life now. And they're saying, 14-year-old boy, 4 bottles of water. What? Let it go.
Right. Yeah. The sheriff made it very clear that they're not looking at this. They're not buying the self-defense. That's why I believe they're charging him with murder as of right now.
I don't even think the guy said. I don't even think the guy offered a self-defense explanation.
Right.
Yet.
I don't think he did.
He didn't ever. I didn't read anything where Chow said that. Hey, dude pulled a gun. I don't even think. I'm wondering if he even knew that there was a gun found. If he gave a statement, because whatever's happening, the police have enough evidence already.
Right. They have enough to say that, that this was murder, basically.
Now, make no mistake, I hate a thief. I hate a thief. You got 24 hours in a day. I love hard-working people.
I was going to say, definitely parents need to make sure they tell their kids don't steal. And if he did have a weapon, where did a 14-year-old get this weapon from? And why is a 14-year-old carrying a weapon?
Yeah, good question. And this is another thing, don't walk around with a gun, don't have a gun, because bad things will happen. All right, so now, after the shooting and after all of this, they did protest. And the police chief is like, okay, I'm okay with peaceful protest, but they ended up looting the store.
And vandalizing the store as well. I think they graffiti, spray painted the whole store and trashed the store pretty much.
Right. So they said after Monday's peaceful protest, Chow's store was broken into after dark and merchandise was pulled off the shelf. Stuff was thrown to the floor. Large groups were inside stealing. And they're going to go after those people. And as they should. A lot of people there was like, hey, man, taxpayers going to have to now pay for somebody to guard the store 24 hours now because of the looting.
So, please note that Chow is in custody. So I don't know if they're still protesting or not, but they are charging him with murder. He's not getting away with this.
Right. However, I am sure his lawyers got the police reports and is watching the news and whatnot and see that, there was a gun found. So his lawyers are talking to Chow, hey, buddy. Gun was pointed at you, right? He turned around and pointed at you, right? Right? And they're probably, because I'm wondering, did they get a statement from Chow? And they probably asked him, hey, buddy, what happened? So we'll see. I'm interested in definitely seeing how this plays out. This is the store here. You can see graffiti. I watched in the news, on a news story that they put on there, how can you murder a 14-year-old boy? over
waters.
4 bottles of water. I mean,
yeah, that he didn't even steal. He actually put them back. He didn't even steal it.
Didn't even steal it. Didn't even steal it. And you chase him down and shoot him in the back.
Right, he's running away.
Waters. Over a business loss, you write out for your taxes. However, I hate a thief. I hate a thief. Make no mistake, but this young man did not steal it. It is a cultural breakdown. I followed New Era Chicago at a gas station protest. And one of the complaints from the community, and the reason why they did a gas station protest, was that a lot of the patrons were being disrespected, they felt, and New Era Chicago went in there to talk to them, and they literally ignored them. But it's just a cultural breakdown. But anyway, Renee, thanks for coming on. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Peace, y'all. My life in the shy. Ooh, it's my life in the shy.